Hey gang, good morning. It's a Tuesday morning and it is a beautiful morning and my soul is alive and singing this morning for a couple of different reasons. That really centers around as a topic or a theme, I would say, in terms of believing that you have nothing to fear and not letting fear rule you and knowing that you're a child of God and everything that comes with. And while it is fleeting to me at times, and so while I have it at this particular moment, it's not to say that I'll have the same depth or intensity of the feeling later today. Who knows, I might. But what I've experienced in the past is that I'll usually have this for a moment in time, have this brief glimpse of this beauty, this feeling, this understanding, and then kind of let life overtake me or revert back to old ways. Anyways, there's a couple of things contributing to this, and I'll make sure and include them in the description below. The first is a message from Helen Padgett to James Padgett, where she was talking to him on December 25th, 1914, so on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, 1914, and she was telling him, James, don't worry. Put all of your faith and belief in the Father, and He will ultimately take care of you as He knows best and will take care of you in the best way possible. So to stop having fear, to stop having worry is what she was ultimately trying to say. And that really hit me last night as I was reading it over dinner, and is something that I'm going to continue to come back to and internalize and remind myself of and hopefully memorize, because even though I've read that message before, it just struck me in a way that it hadn't up until last evening, as it is actually in part an answer to the prayers that I've been sending out to God recently, which is all around, help me get through this fear around work and not having money and potentially leaving work and what that looks like. And God's answering my prayers, and this is one part of it. The second was a video that I watched this morning, which is from a kind of self-development guy. I'm not sure of his name, but I'll include the link below, where he puts forward, have the thoughts that you would be having when you're the person that you want to become. And for me, what this translates into is have the thoughts you'd be having when you're ultimately at one with God. So when you're the person that's fully loving and fully developed and fully in receipt of God's love to the point at which you become at one with God. And when you do that, it's helpful, if not telling, in terms of the thoughts that we have. So for instance, somebody that's at one with God wouldn't be having thoughts of fear, wouldn't be having unloving thoughts, wouldn't be having thoughts of sexual projection, and wouldn't be having a bunch of thoughts that I still tend to have on a moment by moment or day by day basis, definitely. So what that awareness does is, as those thoughts come up, it allows me to obviously identify them, but then also to kind of put it back, to reframe it of, okay, while I'm having this thought now, what thought would I be having if I was at one with God, and why don't I have those thoughts right now, or why don't I focus on those things? And then finally, the third video is a little bit of a tangent, but I'll go ahead and include it below, and I may include it in the future as I'm really enjoying it. It's the power, I think it's called it's a book, it's an audio book, but I think it's called The Power of Belief, and I'll include it below. But it really just speaks to the power of faith and the power of believing, and as that's something I'm trying to develop even greater right now, in terms of believing that God does want to take care of me and that I can be God reliant. It's very timely for me at the moment, so I'll include that below. Hope you guys have a great day, and definitely leave me any comments if you have them. Thanks. Bye.